Today's another house tidying day. Lots of fun. I do this a lot now, frustratingly. It's really nice and tidy though. The reason I'm tidying now is because it's second viewing day for the buyers. So they're going to be over here in just under an hour. I don't really know what's going to happen because I've never done a second viewing before, but I'm going to be here to show them around. And then I've got to get some stuff in the post up to Ben because the other day he went on a ride and had that puncture, and he's ordered some puncture repair kit stuff, and it's come here. He forgot to change the address that it was going to be delivered to, so I have to pop out to the post office or somewhere to get it off delivered to him ASAP, because otherwise he can't get to work because his tyre keeps going down. Other than that, I've got a friend coming round this afternoon that I haven't seen since, well, we went to school together. She's got a little girl as well, so I've invited her over. She's only visiting for a short while, so it'll be really nice to see her before we go away, and probably can never see her again. That should be fun though. Her little girl's name is Sophia, and she's, what, 5 maybe? So Imi should get on really well with her. It's going to be fun. We've just had the viewing and it went really, really well. It's a lovely couple. They've got a 20-month-old son, and he absolutely loved the slide and the swings and things like that. Really, really nice. And they were very excited about moving here, and yeah, hopefully it's going to go really well. But look at this. Look what I found. I don't know where it's come from. Hopefully you can see it. The light's not coming from behind too much. I've got a weird looking grasshopper thing. I'm not entirely sure how to get rid of that because it seems quite happy on the net curtain at the moment. I don't know. I don't really want it to start jumping around the house and making silly noises. Okay, gonna have to try something. This way. Come and have a look. Over here. Let me help you up here.
Where are we looking?
On the net curtain. What is on the curtain?
It's a grasshopper.
Have you ever seen a grasshopper before?
No, but he's not moving.
Oh, he will.
He's
and
alive.
He might jump.
He might jump. No.
Don't touch him. We'll have to put him outside in the grass though, because he's not very happy on a curtain.
I don't think it's the right place for him to be.
No.
Yeah, what do you think?
Not good.
Not
it's really good. It's quite tiny with big legs.
We need to get a cup or something to catch him in.
We do, yes.
So let's see if I can find something to catch him. Or a plastic thing.
It's Tuesday morning. I've just got the motorbike's new rear tyre fitted. I was expecting a massive bill. To be honest, rear tyres cost a lot of money. Front tyre on that motorbike costs, I think, 250, 300. Yeah, it was a lot of money. And the front tyres are cheaper obviously than the rear tyres. It cost me £199. And that was with 7 or 8 quid's worth of cleaning detergent for the motorbike. I couldn't believe it. It's brilliant. Costs, it would have been, you know, obviously for me down south, I'm being ripped off. Seriously, it's worth riding 400 miles just to get a new tyre. Yeah, well, I'm now at the coin-operated laundrette that I've used in the past. Well, same company, they're in a different location. I dropped the bike off, slogged up the hill to where they were before, only to find a sign in the door saying, "We've moved." I looked it up on Google, they're well over a mile away. Oh, wow. So I just went back to the showroom, waited for them to finish the bike, and then rode on the bike over it. I wasn't going to walk all that way wearing all that gear, carrying all that stuff. It would be madness. But they are actually, it's easier to get to in some respects because they're here on this industrial estate now. There's a parking space right outside. It's easier for me to use. So job done, really. Don't think they're open any later at night, but I'll talk to them about their opening times. Might be able to do something a little bit easier. Anyway, that's about it really. I'm hoping the weather holds, I'll get the motorbike washed. I've still got a lot of video editing and uploading to do, so I'm going to be back at the cafe later, rinsing their internet connection. Time to have lunch over there, I think. Yeah, and go from there. But at least they've actually cleaned the rear wheel. I didn't actually realise it. I mean, I went and saw the mechanic whilst he was working on it, just to find out where they're jacking the bike up. So I now know where the jacking point is, so that I can actually get the rear wheel off the ground. But to get the spindle out, you've got to take the exhaust off. You've got to take the back part of the exhaust off. I didn't realise, I actually thought about it, because I've never done it before. But that means that if I want to change the rear brake pads myself, I've got to take the exhaust off before I can take the rear wheel off. Because the spindle is about 1.5 foot long and the exhauster in the way. It's a task. The front one's dead easy, just swing the caliper, undo one bolt and swing the caliper up and then drop the pads in. Job done. But no, the rear wheel, it's quite a bit more work. Plus its final drive is a belt, and I've never worked on a belt drive bike before. But yeah, I'm quite impressed with it, quite pleased with it. Yeah. Job done. Now I'll sit and read a book for the next hour and a half whilst my laundry is done.
I think we're right now. Thank you.
As you can see by the rather large wet patch around the outside of the bike, I've just finished giving her a clean up. Look, no bugs. Yeah, she's looking a lot cleaner now. Definitely. Oh yeah, you know when I fitted the seat rack, I said I didn't think it was engineered very well, didn't fit all that well. I actually found the spacers that fit in here. You can't quite see it, but there's a little spacer inside there. One either side. They're actually intended to. They're a spacer. They do a job of a spacer, basically. Yeah. But yeah, as you can see, the bike is a lot cleaner now. Yeah. That was hard work, just to get it this clean. So yeah, bike's nice and clean now. I've spent most of the afternoon, I only spent a little while doing this, because I don't have all my kit here. I can't give the bike a really, really good clean. I will wait until the rest of my stuff arrives. But I've been using this to clean the bike. Picked it up at the showroom. It's actually made locally, apparently. Ammo Pro cleaning and maintenance products. They do a couple of different things, but this one came in as a handy spray bottle, so I thought, well, that's good, I can just apply it to the bike. Seems like a good plan. I managed to get some more spray oil on the belt as well, because it's been squeaking like crazy with all the rain we've had up here. Just washing all the lubricant off of it. Yeah, got my little £1 bucket and a couple of quid's worth of sponges and stuff. That's all sorted the bike out quite nicely. So yeah, I spent the rest of the afternoon uploading videos at the local cafe. Right up to this point, this video hasn't been uploaded yet for me to edit. I've uploaded all of week 3 and I'm halfway through editing that. And I have week 4 to do. I'm just getting a little bit behind. Well, it doesn't help when I get punches in the motorbike tyres and have to go off and spend money doing that. But I'm also slightly impressed with this cleaning stuff I've used. It actually leaves a residue on the bike, allows the water to bead slightly and run off, make it easier to clean next time. But I will give it the full spa treatment when I get the rest of my gear up here. Covering the good old ACF 50, stop any rust from forming. Yeah, she has been through some weather recently. Oh Jesus, it has rained hard. Bloody hell. So yeah, I'm going to go and spend the evening doing that. I'm going to crack on, get a few bits done with the editing, and hopefully put live week 3. I'm halfway through it. I just need to finish it off. So fingers crossed to get it done. But lot to do. Right, let's get on.
Well, good morning. It's a not quite such a beautiful day here today, but it's fantastic because the sun's gone in and I can walk the dog. It's brilliant. We've come to what used to be our favourite place to walk before we had Immy, but once we had Immy it was a bit more difficult because she's such a slow walker and it's quite a big hill. But this is it. This is behind our local secondary school, which is over there. You walk down the field behind it and eventually you come to a stream which is just over here. I'll show you. Zach is completely enamoured by this stream. He loves it to bits because it's got stones in the stream and he can play with them in the water, which is pretty much his favourite thing ever. I'll just turn the camera around. Hey, Zach! He's got a pet rock. He's carrying it around in his mouth. And he won't let me take it off him. But he will be digging the ground up. Can't really see him very well. Come on, bring it this way. Here we are. There's a hole in the bridge, which is a shame, but it's a lovely sturdy bridge and lovely stream. And the dog is under the bridge at the moment. Ah, there he is. Playing with stones. He doesn't know what to do. He's got far too many things to do because it's been so long since we've been here. He just wants to take his pet stone out and play with it. Funny dog. No, I won't go that way because although it looks like there's a path, actually that's not the way that we go. Let's continue on this walk. I'd like to take a video of it for posterity anyway, so let's see. Zach, come on this way. This is absolutely gorgeous little bit. House-wise, we're getting to the stage where we're getting impatient now with Ben's mum's purchaser's solicitor. They are just dragging their heels. They won't give us confirmation that the moving date is possible to adhere to, and it's only 13 days away. So we've got to the stage where we've started cancelling our gas and TV and broadband and all of these things. We've arranged the moving company to come in. We may have to actually empty the house and then live elsewhere for a few days before the house is exchanged. So it may be that Immy and I stay at my mum's for a few days, which would be very nice actually. I think that would be a nice way to finish off what we're doing, because they are having trouble with getting everything ready. Chris has not been very well recently, and my mum's eye has been troubling her. She's had laser eye surgery and it just has flared up and isn't doing very well. So neither of them are in a fit state to pack the house up, let alone come up and search for houses and all of that sort of thing. Although hopefully they'll be able to do that soon. This is one of my favourite bits. I love this little grove. And Zach's hiding in there. Still got a stone. Yeah, and our house is going along well, but just need to wait for the paperwork from the solicitor to see whether there's anything else that needs doing. I still need to find a certificate for the boiler that was installed when we moved in. That's frustrating me. But apart from that, I don't think we need to do anything else particularly. Everything's so green and shiny now. It's been a good few, well, weeks where there's been no rain or anything. And now it's just glistening. It's lovely. Coming to the end here. It's a bit breezy out there, but absolutely beautiful. An entire field of wheat, barley, wheat. Oh, I don't know. No, it's not barley. Looks like it's been a bit battered by the rain. And the wind. I just realised I've been filming this in the wrong orientation. Sorry about that, guys. I shall switch. This is very claggy mud. It's clayey and it's making me feel like I'm going to have high heels or something. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a couple of post houses over there. I love that little bit of housing over there. There's a few houses called Ali Farm. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, and the sun comes out. The sun's trying to come out. Oh, there you go. And it's now got quite windy. And I just love the sound in the trees. The ground is obviously so dry and hard that the rain hasn't actually been able to soak in. It's all splashy in the field. Well, the stream's quite deep at this point. This is down at the bottom of the hill. Here comes the dog. This is about as deep as he ever really wants to go. It's nearly swimming. Not quite. It's a lovely place. We used to come and play here when I was little, actually, because we grew up in the same village, same little town, and this was a place that my dad used to walk us, and we'd walk over there. There's a street down that way, and walk down from Ball Lane across here, and then over here, which is where we've just come from. We've done it backwards to the way we used to do it when I was little. Absolutely beautiful, but it is starting to rain again. So, shall we keep going, dog? Yeah? Let's go this way. Oh, he's found another stone. Come on. It's funny thinking of all the memories I have of growing up down here. There's another little footpath across the other side of the road. I'm not going to go that way this time, but there's a cemetery where my next door neighbour from when I was about 6 or 7 is buried. There's a little pond here. There's a house down this road that we looked at to buy when we were moving when I was about 10 years old, and we didn't, but it was my favourite. I'm kind of glad we didn't, because it would have been a money pit. They've done a lot to it since we were looking at it, what, 27 years ago. This is a place that Ben always liked the look of. They've done a lot to this as well. Green bank. It definitely didn't used to have the interesting cladding on it. That looks fantastic. And then a friend of mine moved there when I was in my teens. I don't know if she still lives there or not. And then there's this house here, the Culvers, that I really wanted to live in. So strangely enough, you might be able to tell, I'm quite glad to be moving into where we're living, Maryfield. So as you can see, it's quite similar to the house that we're moving into. Similar layout. Similar age. Yeah, I'm happy where we're going. Zach, come here! This is such a beautiful, picturesque street. I am a little sad we never lived here, but would have been difficult to afford to live here, I think. Absolutely gorgeous. Despite the rain. Look at this beautiful place. Absolutely gorgeous. Never did get to see what the house down there looked like. Always wanted to. It's not a very good view of it from here, but that's our local little village church. Oh, we're pretty much back on the streets now, so I will say goodbye for the moment. That's been my lovely memory tour of Kennington and the lovely walks that I will miss. I'll love it down there. Anyway, I'm sure we'll find some really good stuff up in Scotland to do as well. The local walk around the river just sounds stunning. Can't wait to see it. Well, I'm just about home. I'm not quite as red in the face as I thought I would be, but I feel quite ashamed that I can't do as much exercise as I would like. I'm just too scared of getting a migraine. Every time I get overheated, it turns into a migraine. So being able to do this today is really nice, actually. Still feeling a little bit overheated, but it's been good. It's been about an hour and a half's walk, which is more than I've done for ages. So I'm looking forward to more walking up in Scotland if it's going to be a bit more pleasant. Well, like this. Not necessarily pleasant, but not too hot.
Where to start? Okay, Wednesday evening. Wednesday 12th. Yeah. Yeah, I got smacked in the face with a bit of the metal hoover at work. I feel like a little bit of an idiot. Yeah, what it was, you see, I was riding down the road on the motorbike, right, and this bit of stone flipped up off of the no, not at all. I got smacked in the face with a piece of metal from the hoover. Oh, excuse me. Hay fever's playing up. We've had some warm days here in Scotland. Yeah, that's where I am, Scotland. Some warm days, which means that my hay fever plays up. Yeah, great fun. But this evening I came home to the hotel and I have a number of parcels waiting for me. I was expecting the money they'd be coming. Let's open this one up first. I know what's in both of these, by the way. This is... Here we go again. This is what Lou has sent me. It's really complicated to open. It's a bunch of repair kits and everything I ordered, but I stupidly forgot that Amazon still have my old address, as in back in Ashford in Kent. So all this has arrived several days too late. The tyre was actually changed yesterday. So here's the CO2 canisters that Lou has padded so that they don't rattle, because they're not supposed to transport gases. She's padded them out with my motorbike neck socks. She thought I had a use for them, you know, so she sent them along with. Cool idea. Yeah, little gas canisters, and the idea is that they go on this, which if I get the light on it right will be a bit more evident. The idea is they screw onto the bottom of that, and that's basically a valve. Goes in the tyre, and that's in there. You reinflates the tyre. You can use it to find your puncture, but also to keep it inflated. The thing is, though, I found out CO2 dissipates through rubber a lot faster than O2. So this literally is a get you home fix. That's all it is. As soon as you get home, you've got to deflate the tyre, either repair it permanently or replace it, and then re-inflate with normal O2 from a pump, or else it'll just go down. But then, yeah, this is a slightly more expensive method of reinflating your tyre. But if you've got a whacking great hole in it like mine did, I was pumping it up twice a day. And when I left for work and before I came home from work, and even by the time I got home, it was too low to ride with safely. So yeah, I was having fun last week. But I have this stuff now. What I've got to do is figure out a way of getting it on the bike permanently. I had to sacrifice the in order to put the backrest on, I had to sacrifice panniers. So well, I've got to figure something out with it. The rest of it is the bike puncture repairing kit. So inside it is a whole load of mushrooms, different sizes and things. There's this applicator here that allows you to force it inside the hole in the tyre, and then the idea is that the mushroom bit on the inside forms a plug with the stalk going through the hole. It does work. It will get you home, evidently. I've used these in the past, similar kits in the past, and I've had a temporary puncture repair for weeks. I only lost a few PSI here and there and just had to reinflate it. Sometimes you have to redo it, but I didn't actually have any kits to redo it with, so I was a little bit stumped. I wasn't going to call green flag out again. So I'm going to put this stuff to one side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of these CO2 canisters inside that with that, and then have my bag of puncture repair stuff. Yeah, I thought the zip was broken on the bag. Well, great start. Yeah. So put that down there, put that to one side. So on to parcel number 2. I've been looking forward to this. I am about to have the most technologically advanced hotel room out there. Ow! It's heavy. Crush my finger. Yes. I have an Alexa in my hotel room. Sounds exotic, doesn't it? This is the Amazon Echo. Basically, for those of you who aren't in the know about this kind of thing, it's a smart speaker. You can give it commands, and it's not just play music or turn the volume up and down. You can link it up to the rest of your home. You can have lights that it can control. Some appliances it can control that are compatible with it, but it also has these skills that it can do, like you can just basically say to it, "Hi Alexa, order food," and it can be programmed to order food, whatever you want kind of thing. If it's available nearby, like a Just Eat or something like that, you can program it to do those kind of things. But it's all done by voice command. Some of it is done on the app, yes, but a lot of it is done by voice command. So I'm going to have a little bit of a play with this. Yeah, and the idea is, I mean, we should be able to then set up the home a little bit with this. I've always liked it. I quite like the fusion between modern technology and an old house. And the house is like 130 something odd years old, and this is obviously very new technology. But being able to walk into a 130-year-old house and say, "Hey, Alexa, lock the doors," or "Alexa, turn on the bedroom lights," or whatever, you can do that. And unlike the Google Home system, there are smaller versions of this without the big speaker on it that allow you to maybe put another one upstairs so that they all network together. Ooh, big, isn't it? It's heavy, really heavy. have a little play around. I should be video editing. I'm sorry. Have a little play.
Hi! Today's a really good day today, I think. It's nice and warm, not too hot, sunny. Grace has come over to play with Imogen, which means that I've had a few minutes to actually do a few more bits today. Packed up some stuff for real, properly putting it in the workshop to go. And yeah, she's quite happy. Oh! Children and their proprietary. But what's really nice about today is it seems to be butterfly day, and I'll see if I can find some. That we've got a couple of buddleia bushes and they absolutely love them. I'll see if I can find some for you.
Now Toad's in luck. Here comes the truck.
All her friends.
So we've read not, yes, not, yes. They're the ones that we haven't read and have read so far.
There might be another one or two of those upstairs in the bedroom.
I was going to say,
Okay. We got the one in my duck bag.
George, I want my hat back.
I want this one.
Okay. We have I want my hat back. Yeah?
I want that one.
McDonald's has a fun. Oh, McDonald's has a fun. 5 little ducklings. The ones what you won't go in there. Yeah? Do you want that one?
No.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I do. Huh.
Put that there.
That's what I was going for.
Do you want this one?
No.
It's raining! Ooh! That's not a normal aeroplane, is it?
It's got the helicopter wings. It's got the helicopter wings.
I think it's an old plane.
Old plane.
Yeah.
Mum. Just one together.
Okay, ready, set,
Go!
go!
I'm ready to just finish though.
Yay! So did I.
Let's go to a different one. It's a dumpy one.
Oh wow.
Go up and down. We need a wonder. The hopping race.
A hopping race. Hopping is when you're on one foot. Can you do that? That's difficult. You go like this. I'm hopping. Da-dum, da-dum, da-dum.
This one with 2 feet. Hopping like a rabbit.
Oh, hopping like a rabbit. That's good.
Mom, now the one right is there.
Hi there. Sunday the 16th today, I decided to come out for a walk. The sun was shining. I was going to sit at home and edit videos, but I thought, you know what, it's not raining. Let's make the most of this. So I'm out here having a walk. I'm going along the river walk where I showed you before. So I've just taken a slight detour because you're not really supposed to walk along over a part where there's been landslips and stuff like that. So I thought, let's try the other route and see what we can do. So it's, well, as you can see, it's tree lined, it's quite nice. It's a bit breezy today, so apologies if the mic is picking up all the wind. So I haven't vlogged anything for the last couple of days, so what's been happening? Zach's had a vet visit. I don't know if Lou's mentioned this because I haven't seen the videos yet for this week. I haven't started this week yet, not properly. So there was a vet visit for Zach because he overexerted himself and inflamed his joints, and had to have some anti-inflammatories prescribed for a short while. And once we get him up here, obviously walks like this are going to be a lot more feasible once we've stopped all of this messing around and things. Yeah, hopefully we can get some weight off of him. I'm just looking down the river here. The river's down here, nice and clear. So we can see if there's any fish in the shallows just there. Yeah, well, what else? Lou visited a lady who's looking after our last ferret. She's kind of permanently adopted him. He's basically on his last legs. In fact, he's not really even on his legs. He's not really able to lift himself up properly. It was very distressing for me and Lou to learn this, but it's inevitable. He wasn't young when we handed him over to her to look after. I mean, the main reason why we gave him up was because of Imogen. He was a slightly nippy ferret. He had quite a lot of polecat blood in him. He never really meant any harm, you know, but he just wanted you to play with him. He could use his mouth a little bit too much. For a 3-year-old, but well, she wouldn't have been 3, she was a little around about 1. It was a bit much to have him around. So, yeah, we found a nice lady to look after him, and she really has looked after him quite a lot. You know, with various vet visits and operations and stuff that he's required in his old age. We're very happy that she was with him. So, any day now, probably we're going to find out that he's no longer with us. So, yeah, that is upsetting, but the inevitable fact of life, really, isn't it? So yeah, with any luck we can improve Zach's health when he comes up here with us, which is the main aim, really. On the house front, the news is quite good. Oh, I've just got to show you this. Yeah, sorry about the bridge being in the way there as well, but yeah, that was pretty cool, didn't it? I think that's the start line actually for the raft races, if I'm right. I think it's the start line. With the house fronts, things aren't going too badly. Things seem to be improving. Sorry, just paused the video there because there was a gentleman coming the other way with a couple of dogs, and I wanted to concentrate what was going on. The footpath here is quite narrow, very close to the river, so I just wanted to be able to navigate safely. Yeah, so on the house front, the solicitor acting for my mother's purchaser is probably very close to wanting to cause physical harm to themselves. They've been driven insane by my mother and the purchaser. The solicitors acting for my mother, both for the sale and purchase of houses, because Mum's got a Scottish solicitor here, an English solicitor for the house down in England, as we have as well, obviously. Excuse me. And between all of us, we've been driving this solicitor nutty. They've obviously been messing around a little bit, you know, delaying tactics and things. We've even threatened to give them the telephone number, give her telephone number to the Scottish solicitors as a point of contact, and say, look, talk to them directly. She's gone, fine, you can do that, but please don't make them call me, I'm too busy. So yeah, it's getting there. As I say, Mum has driven this solicitor to the brink of insanity. But so what? Okay, you're busy, but people have deadlines. If you're taking on too much work, then you're not working effectively, are you? you're doing it wrong. It's the same theory I apply in my shop. You know, 2 people come in and want something within a half hour, the third person's not going to get anything. Yeah? It kind of makes sense, doesn't it? I'm not going to get anything until I'm ready, I've finished the other 2 jobs. It's called a queue. We're English. You should be quite familiar with the concept. See this view, eh? This is the river, obviously. Water, makes sense, call it a river. Yeah, anyway, so we are looking at potentially being in on the 25th, exchange on the 24th, being able to pick up the keys then, and basically being able to access the house on the 25th. Lou and I spent about an hour and a half last night on a phone call together on the internet, because the sale of our house includes all the white goods. So we haven't got a fridge, a freezer, a dishwasher, washing machine, nothing. It's all staying at the house, it's not being moved. So yeah, we've got to find new ones. Hang on, we've got another dog walker. Sorry, another dog walker. She had a little black Labrador with her, carrying a stick. And he looked at me sideways as if to say, "Are you going to take the stick away from me?" And I'm like, no, you can have that stick, it's yours. You can have, no, I don't want your stick. And then the dog's like walking around me sideways and you're not having this stick. But yeah, so hopefully week Wednesday there'll be a video of me walking around the house showing you the house that we now own. We, the family, own. It'll be brilliant if we can. It'll be brilliant. So fingers crossed. Everything's crossed. We will know more tomorrow. Tomorrow being Monday. Yeah, no doubt by now you've also seen the video I put up where I had my little mishap with a puncture in the bike tyre. That seems to have produced another issue. I'm taking the bike back to the dealership tomorrow because it has developed one heck of a squeaking noise when you're riding along. I mean, I can hear it over the engine with earplugs in. It is squeaking that loudly. It's getting quite desperate. So to that effect, I'm not going out for an orientation ride. The first one was a bit of a disaster. We were having a puncture and everything. I don't want the second one to be where the wheel falls off or anything silly like that. So I'm not going for an orientation ride today. Tomorrow is supposed to be some pretty nice weather. So what I'm going to do this afternoon after this little walk is finish off the video, everything that I need to do. Tomorrow, if everything is okay, I will, fingers crossed, go for my little orientation ride. I don't have a chiropractor appointment, mainly because he's on holiday. But everything seems to be good so far. I'm all right. I'm getting there. I think I can probably last until a week after. Then, yeah, I'll go for a ride and try and discover a town or something. I'll pick a town nearby and go and have a look around it. See what I think of it. Lochmaben seems like a good idea. We quite like the look of that place, so yeah, on the map, on paper anyway. I'll go and have a little look. That's about it really. I'm just going to enjoy this walk now. Yeah, we'll update you tomorrow regarding the house. Fingers crossed. Oh God, we really need this to go through. I've had enough of being up here on my own. I am not one of these people that minds being on my own. I was on my own for many, many years. You know, I've survived in the wilderness on my own for weeks at a time. It's not been a problem for me. I drove through the Australian outback on my own. I spent a week in the outback just driving around Australia. You know, I don't have a problem, but what I do have a problem is missing my wife and daughter. Obviously I really miss my wife, but I miss that kid greatly. I really do. Broke my heart yesterday morning. Literally as I'm going out the door to try and get to work, Lou sends me a text message saying, you know, Imogen really is asking to see you. Can we have a video call? And I'm like, oh, can you wait until I get to work? I'll use the internet signal at work. It's better anyway. as soon as I get to work, I connect in and I have a phone call. But the second she does see me, she goes all shy. And I'm like, oh, I understand why you're going shy. I can see the reaction. I know why you're doing this. You know, you haven't seen me in a week or more. But yeah, it broke my heart finding out that she wanted to see me. And she's been asking about me. You know, we're going to see Daddy again soon. Yeah. You know, I think I'm going to stop videoing before I burst into tears. Yeah, I'll have quite a long walk. I remember the videos where I've been walking in the past. I walked up, like I did this today, you saw me today, I walked up, crossed over the suspension bridge and back down the other side, and crossed over the memorial bridge. I didn't cross back over. I kept going all the way down to the road bridge, which was in another video that I've shown you. I went up the bank and over the bridge and kept going back down to where I saw the tide, where I first worked out the tide was coming back up the river. And then came back up the other side and up through Annan. I don't know, it must have been a couple of miles, 3 miles. Yeah, probably about 3 miles. Not much over that, I don't think. But I have eaten so much takeaway food and had so little exercise. I really felt that. Yeah, definitely felt that one. And not to mention it's quite warm out there now. I wouldn't say unpleasantly warm, there's a nice cool breeze. So if you weren't doing what I was just doing, where you're walking quite briskly along a riverbank, I mean, yeah, it was lovely out there. I saw a heron, I saw loads of wildlife. I actually saw a couple with their daughter, and they had a Labrador and a black Labrador. And the black Labrador was an incredibly powerful swimmer. Just down the river from where that weir is, you probably saw it in the background of the video just now, they were throwing tennis balls out into the water, and the dog was swimming out into the current, and he was grabbing the first tennis ball and turning around and treading water with the current. So he's facing upriver, current was going towards him, and he's staying stationary. And he was waiting for the second ball to hit the water and float down towards him. And he was staying stationary in the river. And then he just lunged at the second ball. He still had the first ball in his mouth. He just lunged at the second ball and grabbed it. He's gone underwater, but he's come back up exactly where he went under. He's still paddling like fury under the water. And he's turned around and swum back to the bank. He was out in the river for a full minute, almost stationary. Yeah, and I just said to the couple, that's a really powerful swimmer in that dog. And they're like, yeah, he is. He's a very strong swimmer. And it wasn't the first time he'd done it, because I was watching them as I was approaching, and he'd already done this 3 or 4 times. I was like, wow, that's a strong dog. But talking about wildlife and rivers, a gentleman's been coming to my shop on a regular basis over the last couple of weeks. He's Russian, his English isn't amazing, but he can get his message across. I can understand what he's going on about. Telling me all kinds of things. But yesterday evening he came into the shop at 5 to 6. Typically enough, I was just about to close the door and, you know, get the signs in and stuff, getting ready to leave. I was on time for a change, and he comes in and says that I've seen what I think is a dolphin in the river, but I don't really have good enough English to explain it to anybody. I don't know who to call. And I said, I'm not too sure who I'd call either, but let me see what I can figure out. And he described where he'd seen it and everything, and showed me on Google Maps, you know, because he couldn't really tell me, but he could show me on the map where he was when he saw it. I've called the 101 non-emergency police line, and they've given me the number for the British Marine Divers Rescue Association or something like that, British Divers Marine something or other. But I've given them a call, told them what was going on, and they've called me back whilst I'm on the motorbike ride home and said, look, we're sending a medic down there, and asked me a few questions and things about what had been seen. And I was like, "I'm sorry, I can't tell you a huge amount other than what I've already said." So they sent somebody down there. I got a phone call later in the evening, and the person that had been down to have a look said that they'd spoken to locals, and from descriptions of what I'd given and what the locals had said, they were fairly confident that what had been seen was a porpoise, not a dolphin. And porpoises can move between freshwater and saltwater and generally live around estuaries and things like that anyway. So that was actually really good to find out there wasn't a dolphin stuck in freshwater, because that isn't so good for them. But really interesting to find out that there are porpoises around here. That was just up the road from where I worked, basically. There's a place called Rockcliffe, just outside of Carlisle. So I'm quite astounded to find out that there's that level of wildlife up here. Yeah. I have to go out one day and try and find that place. See if we can see it again. Go for some walk along these coastlines and that. See, I'm trying not to do too much of that now, because this is the kind of thing I want to do with my family. I don't really have that much time at this point. It's not so easy, but yeah. I'm gonna go and have a shower and lay down, I think. No, I've got some video editing to do. Now that the day's getting warmer, I'm gonna stop and do some video editing and things. So yeah, I think I will have a shower. Catch you later.